Throughout your professional career in construction, you may have seen projects suddenly start slowing down. There are generally two types of reasons as to why slowdowns occurs. We call them short-term reasons and long-term reasons. And you as a manager ought to be responsible for providing solutions to these slowdowns. So let's have a look at what causes the construction projects to slow down. As in terms of the short-term reasons, there are a few points to point out to. Those are weather conditions, unforeseen site conditions, equipment breakdown, and change orders from the client side, plus the site access issues. And also in terms of long-term reasons of the construction projects when they're slowing down, we can point out to labor shortage, budget constraint, quality control issue, material shortage, and legal disputes. We go through all of these issues one by one and find out what solutions are available to address these issues in order to make the construction projects um, go as they are planned to. In terms of short-term reasons, um, especially weather conditions, which is the most common issue with the construction project, as they are normally being undertaken in the open areas out in the field. You may have seen that sometimes rainy day comes in and it completely shuts down the whole site. In a linguistic way, we can say extreme weather, such as heavy rain, snow, hurricanes, or excessive heat, can make it impossible or unsafe even to work, leading to project delays. How we can address this issue, it's more like a scheduling approach that we can take in order to not slow down the project in a significant way. Normally in 1 or 2 days, the weather conditions will become normal and the project will get back to its original condition, back on the schedule. Unforeseen site conditions refers to the fact that unexpected site conditions such as the discovery of hazardous materials or unstable soil can require additional time and resources to address. Sometimes you're digging a trench, for example, for a landscaping part of the project, and you will find out that there is a pipe passing on through the trench, which requires a significant amount of attention. Otherwise, if you will be a bit not careful about having pipes underneath the ground, breakage of these pipes can even add more to the project, add more time to the project completion. In order to address this sort of short-term issue, we can have a pre-schedule for these if you have been provided with the previous plans about the pipes that are passing through the ground or the wires that are passing through the building, so that you pre-plan for the excavations, for the digging, or any cutting in the walls or the columns. Equipment breaks down are also another common issue that causes delays to construction projects. Mechanical failures or breakdowns of construction equipment are known to be leading to downtime and delays. Having a plan B, having a backup equipment can solve this issue in a fast way. Change orders or the changes that are requested by the client or unexpected site condition can lead to change orders, causing project delays and added costs. So when a client comes back to the builder and normally requests any changes to the original plan, it is important to have a proper communication procedure for design changes in order to address any of these issues as fast as possible, not to delay the project for, let's say, 1 or 2 months. So these type of issues can be handled within 1 or 2 days. Another issue, another reason for the short-term delays in construction projects is known to be the site access issues. Let's say we had a rainy day before um, the starting of the next part of the project, and the entrance of the building, the entrance of the premises is now muddy. You won't be able to access the site because the cars can go into, or any other sort of site access issues. It is referred to as difficulty in accessing the construction site, whether due to traffic, road closure, or other logistical challenges can slow down the progress. Um, if you're experienced construction supervisor, construction manager, you may have some docking plates, those flat steel plates that can help you transfer the materials or labor to wherever it's required. Long-term causes of delays in current construction projects. These are a few points that would probably need a bit of a long-term planning um, in order to solve these issues in a longer way and not get back to them any time sooner than it was expected. Labor shortage, which Australia is currently facing, is when the managers are planning to complete the job, but there is no one to do the job actually. This can be due to several reasons. Either the salaries are not enough given the living expenses, or the job is really hard, really physically demanding from the laborers, and they won't be able to accomplish those jobs because of the hardship, let's say. Um, in such circumstances, either the manager will be required to increase the salary to make it a bit more motivated for the laborers to attend the job, um, or provide better equipments, bring in automation on sites in order for laborers to take the job easier. Budget constraints is another common complaint that normally builders come across to. This can be solved by providing enough financial means. If you're seeing that the whole economy in the country or the living expenses are high and the laborers cannot accomplish a job because the salary basically is not enough, they'd rather walk away from the job site and do something else. Um, you may ask from banks to provide you with loans um, in a really careful manner, not to run out of money in the middle of the construction project. Quality control issue is another major issue that can cause delays. Imagine you're in the middle of the project and the assessor comes across and say, okay, this column is not placed in the place that it was supposed to be, is 500 mil off, has to be erected again and built again because in the later future it may cause structural and safety issues. So it is really important to have everything certified before the building is started. If you're planning to construct the column, construct the beam, um, just cross out or mark the areas where the column is going to be located. Ask the quality control personnel to come along and certify the location of the columns or other aspects of the construction. As you know, quality control is not specifically just about placing the column or placing the beam. It can be even about the depth of the foundation, the type of material you're using for that specific building. If you're using a 30 MPa concrete for a column, it might not be enough, or it might be over-engineered for that. So have that in mind, that there is a lot of quality control in a construction project. Material shortage is when material manufacturers are coming short due to several reasons. One of the reasons can be lack of supply from the raw materials. So you're buying a bag of general purpose grout, which is made out of cement plus sand. If the sand is not being supplied to the manufacturer, that can cause delay in supplying that general purpose grout. Or let's say the demand is high at the moment in the construction sector, and the supplier can just simply meet the demand. So there's a lot of competition that causes the higher prices, even in the material aspect of that project. Legal disputes are also another long-term issues that can cause delays to construction projects between the owners, between the stakeholders. That would require a significant amount of times normally to solve that dispute. There are fast-track legal solicitors that can help you with these sort of disputes. And if it's a new emerging issue, you may just refer to the legal entities in construction, maybe even introduce new incentives to go around that legal dispute, make the construction process a bit easier for everyone to progress. So yeah, as a manager, as a construction manager, you will face these issues, but you are also responsible to providing solutions for them. At the moment in Australia, we are having a huge amount of labor shortage, and caused by the inflation, you can see that the builders are running out of money. So what can be the solution for today's construction industry in Sydney, Australia? Can be having some financial incentives helping the builders in order to not run out of money with the living costs associated. You can also argue that if cash injection goes into the builders, that can also even heat up the inflation as well, but with a careful attention from the financiers. It's not just about handing out money to whoever is claiming to be a builder. It's about lending to the responsible people who have proven background in the construction industry, who their life is about providing shelter for the society. Whoever that jumps in and says, I'm going to build a house and give me billions of dollars, millions of dollars for that, that person shouldn't be qualified for building a house. Rather, we have many good tradies that's been in the business for several years. Their life is surrounded by construction, by building, putting timber, concrete, nuts and bolts together for a house. Those type of people can be identified and be lended money in order to progress their construction projects. As for the labor shortage issue that we are currently facing in Australia, maybe training can be another solution to create, to flourish construction workers who are being kept responsible inside themselves, who would take a lifetime promise, provide shelter for the society.